Looks like the Indiana Fever is shaking things up. They has hired a new player and development coach. Now, I know the first thing y'all thinking, what is going on with Keith Porter? Now, if you guys don't know, Keith Porter to his Achilles while at practice, from what I'm hearing. And yeah, man, he's still on the staff. So they're keeping Keith Porter. They're not getting rid of him. And quite frankly, I think this is a smart.
All right. So the Fever's first significant move for the forthcoming season is the hiring of a new player development coach. Everyone is attempting to ascertain the implications of this for Caitlin Clark and the other players on the team. The timing strongly implies that the Fever aren't spending any time correcting what went wrong last year, and this new coach has some impressive NBA credentials. Despite his injury, Keith Porter is continuing to work for the team, and now he has some significant support from someone who has been rising through the NBA coaching levels very quickly. Do you believe that increasing the number of player development coaches will truly address the Fever's problems, or is just only window dressing? Tell us what you think.
That Rob Dozier is joining our staff as a player and development coach. Rob will work alongside fellow player and development coach Keith Porter. So as you guys can see here, this is...
Let's examine what transpired. Rob Dozier will work alongside Keith Porter as a new player development coach for the Indiana Fever, the team announced. This is the Fever's first roster or staff change for the new season, and given how the previous season ended, it truly demonstrates that they are serious about making improvements. They did get to the playoffs for the first time in years, which was a significant step forward, but losing in the opening round made it clear that they still have a long way to go before they can truly contend for championships. Rob Dozier is coming over from the Mads, the Indiana Pacers G League club. As a result, he already knows a great deal about the Pacers sports and entertainment company that manages both teams. This familiarity most likely made things go much more smoothly and provided the Fever confidence that he fully understands how things operate here. Although it's technically a lateral move from the Mad Ants to the Fever, working with Caitlin Clark and being a part of the biggest story in the WNBA right now is probably far more alluring than simply developing G League players who might never even make it to the NBA. And here's the thing, if you look into Dozier's past, it's actually rather spectacular. He played for the Washington Wizards organization for 2 years before joining the Mad Ants for the 2023 to 2024 season. In 2021 to 2022, he managed player development for the Wizards. Prior to that, he worked as a player development coach assistant for the Wizards G League team, Capital City Go. Because of his extensive NBA expertise, he is well-versed in elite player development and how to assist athletes reach their full potential. His rapid ascent through the NBA coaching levels is undoubtedly evidence of his exceptional skill. You don't simply go from being a graduate assistant in college to the G League, coach to employees of an NBA franchise to a head coaching position in another G League. The Fever didn't just recruit a random assistant unless industry insiders saw your potential. They have a professional basketball player who has established a strong reputation for player development. That's significant because Caitlin Clark and the rest of the team require coaching that has the best understanding of the professional game. Additionally, it's noteworthy that Keith Porter continued to work despite tearing his Achilles. After the season concluded, there was some speculation that the Fever may make additional coaching staff changes. However, Porter's retention demonstrates how much they appreciate his contributions to the club. He played a major role in assisting players in their development during the season, and based on what we've heard, he did a fantastic job with the roster. The Fever obviously think he's worth keeping around, even as he recovers, despite the terrible timing of the Achilles injury during practice. By adding Dozier, Porter has a partner to split the burden with and ensure that player development doesn't suffer while Porter is recovering. The fact that this hiring is taking place in November, which is incredibly early in the WNBA offseason, is another intriguing aspect of its timing. Most teams wait to make significant staff changes until after the new year, when they have had more opportunity to review everything from the prior season. The speed at which the Fever is spreading indicates that they saw player development as a top priority that required immediate reinforcement. They're not playing around or taking their time. They identified a need, selected a candidate with the appropriate experience, and hired them. Fans want to see a front office that is attempting to create a contender take that kind of decisive move. It is worthwhile to investigate the implications of this for Caitlin Clark in particular. By most accounts, she had a fantastic season, but there were undoubtedly moments when she faltered, particularly in the latter stages of games when exhaustion set in and her effectiveness declined. Having an additional player development coach dedicated to assisting her in honing her skills, managing her playing time and effort throughout the season, as well as create defenses against the ways in which defenders are hitting her, might have a significant impact. Because of his NBA expertise, Dozier has witnessed the world's top players hone their skills. And he may use those realizations to assist Caitlin in moving forward with her growth. The problem is that this isn't solely about Caitlin. Development work is required for the entire lineup. Aaliyah Boston had a great season, but she still needs to work on her attacking skills and gain more confidence. Although Kelsey Mitchell is a seasoned scorer, she could undoubtedly improve in a few areas. Melissa Smith had flashes, but she lacked consistency. Beyond only shooting threes, Lexi Hall needs to broaden her offensive skill set. Every member on the team has room for improvement, and having two committed coaches for player development increases the ability to work one-on-one with each player. It is crucial that Dozier specializes in player development as opposed to merely serving as a general assistant coach. This person's whole concentration is on assisting players in improving through skill development, video analysis, and one-on-one care. He is not in charge of rotations or game strategy. He works with particular athletes in the gym to help them develop in particular areas. Because it indicates that players are becoming experts, that specialization is beneficial. Guidance on the technical facets of their sports as opposed to merely providing general coaching. His history with the Washington Wizards is also significant because, in spite of their team's difficulties, the Wizards have had great success developing individual players. Through their development program, they have developed draft picks into successful NBA players. You want someone in this position to have precisely that kind of track record. It has nothing to do with an organization taking home titles. It involves identifying athletes who have promise and assisting them in realizing it through astute, targeted development work. Additionally, the G League experience is valuable, as the G League essentially serves as a testing ground for player development. Developing players that can someday make an impact at the NBA level is the league's main goal. In order to assist players get better, G League coaches are always working on skill improvement, introducing new training methods, and determining what works. As the Fever work to build their roster into a championship-caliber squad, that mentality and experience directly transfer to what they need. The amount of discussion and attention this hire is receiving only demonstrates how committed Fever supporters are to the team's success. Nowadays, people are concerned about coaching staff increases because they know that success requires both excellent coaching and a robust development framework. Even if you have all the talent in the world, you won't succeed if you don't have instructors who can help it grow and realize its full potential. The Fever have acknowledged this and are making the necessary investments to expand its workforce. Fans have largely responded favorably to this news on social media, expressing hope that the Fever are taking the initiative to correct their shortcomings. It is widely acknowledged that although the previous season was somewhat successful, it also revealed shortcomings in the team's composition and coaching. Making adjustments to overcome those constraints demonstrates that the front office is aware of these restrictions and is prepared to change rather than just retrying the same strategy in the hopes of getting new outcomes. The fact that this is most likely only the initial step is also intriguing. The Fever will probably make further personnel and possibly coaching staff changes during the lengthy offseason. The draft, trades, and free agency all offer chances to improve the squad. However, starting with infrastructural upgrades, such as hiring a second player development coach, demonstrates extremely astute prioritization. Prioritize building a solid foundation before adding talent to it. Instead of merely hoping that everything works out, it's how you create long-term success. The relationship to the Pacers organization through the Mad Ants is especially noteworthy because it fosters collaboration and knowledge exchange. Having someone on the Fever staff who is familiar with the Pacers system could facilitate the sharing of ideas and best practices, since the Pacers have had success developing players. The ownership of the two organizations is the same. Therefore, it makes logical to leverage that link to improve both teams. Having instructors with NBA experience allows Caitlin Clark in particular to better understand what the next level of her game entails. They have had first-hand experience with the world's top point guards. They are aware of the differences between superstars and great players, as well as between good and great players. For someone like Caitlin, who is already exceptional but has a ton of room to grow, that viewpoint is priceless. Having instructors who can show her videos of NBA point guards handling certain scenarios or resolving specific issues provides her with a true roadmap for her own growth. The Fever's readiness to make this coaching infrastructure investment also makes it very evident to Caitlin and the rest of the team that the team is committed to winning. When teams cut shortcuts or fail to provide resources, players are obviously aware of it. They also recognize when groups are making every effort to foster a successful environment. Including an additional player development coach in the NBA, credentials indicate that the Fever are not content with only qualifying for the playoffs. They are constructing the necessary infrastructure in order to compete for championships. Additionally intriguing is the time in relation to Caitlin's offseason. Presumably, she is currently improving her game, preparing for the upcoming campaign while recuperating from the wear and tear of the previous season. Early hiring of new coaching staff may allow them to begin working with her sooner rather than waiting until training camp. When the season begins, having more time to establish connections and carry out development plans could be quite beneficial. Additionally, player development in professional basketball has become more specialized and advanced, which is reflected in this hire. Teams are making greater investments. They invest resources in sports science, talent development, and customized training regimens because they understand that even minor gains in individual players can result in major team success over the course of a season. By adding skilled experts to their development department who can help them get the most out of their roster, the Fever are undoubtedly following that trend. Rob Dozer's addition to the player development department was the Indiana Fever's first significant offseason move. Additionally, it shows that they are committed to constructing a championship-caliber infrastructure around Caitlin Clark and the rest of the team. Investing in coaching and development prior to the start of the season is how teams improve. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.